Hello everyone, so welcome back to Filipinas Wonder channel, and for today's interview, I'm gonna interview this handsome guy beside me. Before that, I need you to introduce yourself first.
Okay. Hi, Marianne.
Hi.
I'm Brian. I'm from upstate New York. I'm a registered nurse, and I'm here on vacation for 2 months.
For 2 months.
Yeah.
How are you, Brian? Like, how are you? Okay.
I'm doing pretty well. I've been thinking about the things that I'm going to miss from the Philippines and the things that I'm going to get back when I go back to America. So that's what's been on my mind.
So, like, how your vacation went here for 2 months?
Uh, it was uh, it was a great way to see what it would actually be like to live here because it was such an extended period of time. Yeah.
So, so for 2 months of staying here for vacation, you already decide where to go or where you were gonna like retire yourself.
Sure. So this is my second trip. Last time I was here, I went to Bohol, and I thought that that was a place that I actually would want to live. And I came back this time to Bohol, and this time I felt like, no, that wasn't a place I would want to live. And then I checked out Dumaguete for quite a while. I was there for, I think, 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah,
Okay.
which is actually quite a bit of time for Dumaguete. And that doesn't feel quite right either. So Cebu feels pretty good, but not right in the city.
Not right in the city. So where do you planning to live? Like, not because you said like not in the city.
Yeah. Well, I think Cebu Island, there's a
Cebu
lot to
Island.
offer on Cebu Island. It's a huge island. I think there's a small city I could find that I like, just
So
outside of it.
why you don't like to stay here in the city?
Oh, well, it's quite expensive, and there's a lot of traffic, the air pollution, the noise pollution, the marching bands.
Yeah, the marching band. So
They're like, when you go to Mexico, there's mariachi bands, and they're like everywhere you turn, there's a mariachi band. But here in the Philippines, it's marching bands.
marching bands. So, why have you been to any like small provinces here in Cebu?
I have, yeah. I actually drove to the northern tip of the island here in Cebu to check out this place that I saw online. It was like a fishing market.
Fishing market.
Yeah, a fish market. And it looked great online, so I figured I'd go all the way up there. And I don't know, it wasn't really for me, but it was a nice drive, and I saw some really cool little towns along the way. So,
So, what do you think? Like, do you really like Philippines? Do you really like Philippines?
well, there's quite a few things I do like about the Philippines.
So, what is it?
What do I like about the Philippines?
Yeah.
Well, just was it yesterday or today? I was sitting at a traffic light on a motorbike, and there was a bus full of kids right next to me. We were just inches apart, and they were just staring at me. And so I look over at them and I said, "Hey, dude," and they all lit up, and they all were like, "Hey, man, where you headed?" And they were just so friendly. So I definitely will miss that.
So, aside from that, what the other thing that you're gonna miss Philippines, or do you like Philippines?
What else? Well, it really is the nice people here is the thing that I'm going to miss the most. There are still people that aren't great here. People are people no matter what. I was driving today and someone was trying to run me off the road for no reason at all. We were the only two vehicles on the road, and for some reason they were aggressive towards me for no reason. So there's aggressive people here too, but there's not as many as a lot of other places.
So, I heard that you're renting a bike here in Cebu City. So, how's your experience driving?
Oh, I love driving here.
Oh, okay.
I really do. It's basically there are no rules. it's you just don't hit anyone and you're good. But like I can go on to oncoming traffic if I want to pass. If there's like 2 lanes and they're both full, I can go cross the double yellow line and I can cut over for a minute to cut across the traffic. It's a lot of fun.
So, have you tried like receivers order like your against of the traffic here in
Oh, have I
Cebu?
gotten any tickets?
Yeah,
I have gotten tickets here.
yeah. What is it?
Well, they weren't for moving violations.
Moving violation.
Yeah, well, in America they call it a moving violation. So if I cut across a double solid yellow line in America, I would get a moving violation, which is a big deal. But here it was for a helmet, and they didn't like my shoes.
Oh yeah, because it's not allowed here in the city, guys. It's not allowed if you're driving a motorcycle. It's not allowed that you're just wearing a slipper. You need to wear a shoes just for your own safety.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure. They care
and
about
you
your
should
safety.
follow also the traffic lights so that you're gonna experience accidents here in Cebu. Like especially it is a busy place. Like it's a busy place, road guys. So yeah, you should be careful. So what
That's
are the
true.
things you can tell to our viewers about those orders in the roads area so that they will not gonna do the same mistake?
Well, the only thing is, like you mentioned, you got to have sneakers on, some kind of something where it covers your toes. I have sandals, but they don't like those. And then you got to keep your helmet on. And then, like you said, the lights, you got to obey the traffic lights. There's not that many of them, but when you do hit a traffic light, you have to obey that. That's about it. That's about the only rules.
Yeah. Is it a shocking experience or a shocking culture here in Philippines?
Well, it's so different than the West here. It is. Philippines is the most Western Asian country, but still, the Asian culture it's very passive. It's there's this guy Bruce Lee. He was a martial artist. He always said, "Be like water," and that's kind of like the Asian culture. It's kind of like it's like water. It's not hard. It just kind of flows around problems. But in the West, we are kind of rigid about how we see things. Like it has to be, no, it's this way, it's this way. You know, we're pretty set on how we see things. And here in the Philippines, it's like, well, okay, we'll try something else. You know, I think that's a big difference here. Yeah.
So, how's the food here in Philippines? Like, can you rate like 1 to 10?
1 to 10, if I had
Yeah.
to give it on a scale of 1 to 10, a 3 or a 4.
Oh my God.
I apologize for the brutal
3 or 4.
honesty.
So why 3 and 4?
Well, so a couple big things for me is I like a lot of fiber in my food because it's good for my system, and almost everything here is like white rice that has like no fiber. You can get some vegetables which have some fiber, but those aren't that easy to find a lot of the time. And then when you order meat, it's usually you get meat fat. You don't get like lean meat. You get the fat, which I don't enjoy. But Filipino culture, they really like the pork fat. I personally don't like it, but
You don't like pork fat.
I don't like pork fat. Lechon, I really don't like it.
So, any food here in Philippines that you really like?
That's a tough one. Oh, I love the mangoes.
Mango.
I do love the mangoes. They are the best mangoes I've ever had in my life. I love them here. I try to have them every day.
So, is there no mangoes there in your areas? No, in your country?
There's mangoes in America, but they're not like Filipino mangoes. I never thought I liked mangoes, actually, until I came to the Philippines and I discovered I love mangoes. Well, Philippine mangoes. Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
They're really amazing.
But how's the prices here?
They're actually super expensive. I can't believe how expensive the mangoes are
Yeah.
here. But they are very good. Yeah.
So, have you been to any places here in Cebu? So, what are the places that you really like here in Cebu?
Here in Cebu?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Well, the malls are very nice. They have great malls. If you like to go shopping, they have lots of great malls here.
So, what are the shopping malls that you really like the most?
Well, Ayala, it's interesting. It has like 3 different malls. They're not connected, but you have what, the central one?
Central Block and then Center Ayala.
Okay,
Ayala
so there's only
Center.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
To Ayala.
It seems, yeah.
Near in the ID Park and also in the Ayala.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned
And the other,
IT Park.
yeah.
They have that Mercado there.
Mercado, Sugbo Mercado.
Yeah, that place is
Sugbo
really
Mercado. So yes, let's talk about your love life. Because you have been interviewed by Edwin and you've been interviewed also from a couple of vlogger, and
Right.
then I'm gonna ask you about any development of your love life here in Philippines.
good. There has been some development, yeah.
Okay, what kind of development?
Well, it's still in the early stages. I'm not sure, but it's been going very well. So, yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
So, what can you tell to our future traveler here in Philippines?
Any advice I could give?
Yeah,
Oh,
any advices that you can do to our future traveler?
I don't know if I'm one to give advice.
Why?
Because I don't know how successful I am over here.
Yeah, it's okay. Like any advices, like what are the things that you shouldn't do here in Philippines, like especially like that.
Things not to do. Okay. Well, definitely to not disrespect people here. That's a big one. That's huge in Philippine culture,
Yeah.
to not disrespect someone.
So why can you like make it broader explanation?
Well, you never know who they're connected to. It could be someone that you think is beneath you and that you can disrespect them, but they could have friends in high places. On top of that, being a foreigner, I'm always seen as like not in the right.
Nothing,
You know,
right?
I like if I get into an accident here, I'm sure that I'll be the one paying for the accident.
Oh. Yeah, like especially here, guys. Some of the foreigner are kinda like you guys have this different kind of culture. Like like sometimes you said to someone like especially they're Filipino, we are Filipino, and sometimes we are a soft-hearted person. We're easy to sometimes we cannot understand some of the other people or some of the other foreigner because or lack of education of Western culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be careful also, like the way you give to the words to the Filipinos. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the thing too is I'm from New York. I'm not from New York City, but I'm from upstate New York. Kind of have somewhat similar cultures, where I'm kind of like in your face, being from that area. And the Philippines is more like California. Like, hey man, it's all right. You know, it's the culture is so much different. Well, if you explain it like one's like New York, one's like California, I think people in America could understand. You know, it's that kind of difference, the way they see things.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being part of this interview videos, and thank you so much, Bri.
Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you so much. So God bless everyone. Thank you so much for watching this vlog interview. And this is Filipino Wonder. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so that you will get notified every time I'm gonna post a new video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.